I'm Blaine Washburn with eXp Realty, Utah's high-tech agent. Today I'm representing Neighbors Under the G, and we are bringing you another community spotlight. Today we have Russel Virgin. He is with the Mountainland Head Start program here in Pleasant Grove. And I don't know if any of you have heard of this or if you understand what they're all about, but they are part of a super important part of our community. I've been super impressed with the good that they're bringing to our community, how they're serving our kids and families here in the community. So first off, I just want to thank you, Russell, for taking a little bit of time and letting us showcase you to the community.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Well, we're super happy that you're here as well. So. All right, so I just have a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
For you. First of all, tell us a little bit about your background.
Personally?
Yeah.
So I did a degree from BYU in marriage, family, and human development. So my focus was on the family and the supports that we can provide to families and help advocate for them and help them be successful, knowing that the family is central to the successes of our society. And then I went back and I did a master's degree in nonprofit management from BYU in public administration, and absolutely loved it. And I merged those two loves for the family and advocacy and how we can make effective programs. I brought those together, and here I am, and been working with Head Start for about 10 years now.
So this program is actually perfect for you then.
Yes, absolutely. It's right down my...
It is a nonprofit organization which the community can help support, and at the same time, you're helping families and children through various situations that they're involved in, not only in the community, but also in their personal lives.
Yeah, I'm one of those that have just found the perfect match for my passions and interests. So, yeah.
So how did you actually end up here at Head Start then?
So I actually just a roundabout way, right after school, I started applying. I didn't know what Head Start was, and then I got into it by chance, and I've loved it. And that's why I'm here 10 years later. I started out as what we call a family advocate, and they're the ones who go into the home and will actually work with the families to help them, and did that for a couple of years and loved it. But I also loved the administrative side of it and trying to think of the strategy and how we can really support and help families move forward. And so I kind of moved through a couple different positions and ended up here as the deputy director now. So
deputy director. And what exactly does the deputy director do?
So I oversee all the direct services that we're providing for their families. So I don't do, I'm not over finance or HR, but I'm over everything that we do to support children and families and all those services.
Which is amazing because you get to interact and understand how it's affecting families.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, tell us, our community, a little bit about the services that you provide, how you're helping kids, how you're helping families. Let's kind of walk through that.
Yeah, so we are a preschool program that's no cost to the families that we're serving. However, we kind of have a unique approach to our services, recognizing that education and child development is part of a bigger whole, a bigger picture, and that there's many factors that affect a child's lifelong success. And so we want to do more than just address their current education level. And Head Start as a program stemmed out of a program in 1965 by Lyndon B. Johnson that was actually part of the War on Poverty. And over the years it's taken on different roles, and it's a grant program that can be in any type of agency. So we happen to be a nonprofit agency, but it can be in a school system, it can be in a for-profit, it can be in a government institution, a community action program. And in 1978, there were a couple different programs in Utah County that were running Head Start programs, and they all kind of came together and formed Mountainland Head Start as a corporation and as a nonprofit organization. And what we do is to help a family move forward with the big goal of helping them move out of poverty and prevent intergenerational poverty, is to take a two-generational approach to it. So we try and support the families, but again, our key service is a free preschool for these children. But even in that, we take a very holistic approach. So we're looking at the child's development, and we work with the school districts for IEPs and disabilities, but we also care a lot about nutrition and health. And so we provide 2 meals a day during classes, and we work with the families to help them understand education and, their health and nutrition of their children. And we do all sorts of developmental and health screenings. We'll do hearing screenings, vision screenings, lead, hemoglobin. And then we also work with the parents to make sure that the child is getting to the doctor and dentist to make sure that their health is good, so that they can actually focus in school. And then above and beyond that, we recognize that if we don't do anything to support the family, that no matter what we do here, they go home and they still got any number of different challenges at home. That if we can support the family and help that environment to be as healthy as possible for the child, then we can really make a difference sometimes, and we can set them up in a long-term trajectory to succeed. And so we have, like I mentioned, the family advocates who will work with the parents on whatever they're trying to solve in their life, whether that's going back and getting education, finding a job, learning another language, overcoming an addiction. And we do all of this through support of our community and working with community partners for some of those different needs.
And who are some of these community partners you're working with?
Yeah, so we'll work with the Food and Care Coalition, Department of Workforce Services, DCFS, all our educational entities, so all the districts, and we cover 3 counties, including Pleasant Grove. You name it, we're working with them, or at least trying to. United Way. And we always are looking for new community partners to try and help get those services to the families that we're working with.
Oh, that's amazing. The breadth of what you do for kids and families is so amazing. I don't know if I hope the community understands and appreciates the benefits they're bringing to our community. They're basically taking these underprivileged kids that may be struggling. A lot of them may not even know they're struggling, but they come from these families that don't have the resources that many of us do, and they're giving them what they need. They're helping them do as much as they can to prepare them for their lives then. Is that right?
Yeah, and to qualify for the program, these are families that are either below the federal poverty guidelines or receiving specific types of governmental assistance, or homeless families, and they come to us from various situations. Some are just temporarily struggling, others have been struggling for a long time, and so we have to identify each family's needs and work with them to move forward. But those who have the highest needs, we do an assessment with each family. Those are the children that are first enrolled in the program, to make sure that those who need the most support are receiving it.
Oh, I see. And how many families and how many kids are you currently working with, and how much can you get to when you max out?
Yeah, so this year's a little different because of COVID, and we have less children in the classrooms, just to decrease the possibility of cross-contamination of COVID. But on a typical year, we'd have about 85 children from anywhere from 80 to 85 families. So some of them are siblings, and we do serve 3 and 4-year-olds here at this site. So you may have a family with a 3 and a 4-year-old, or twins. But that's typically what we have here in Pleasant Grove.
Okay. And can you have examples of how it affects their lives, like some of the changes you see in the kids and maybe even the families?
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as the kids go, there's any number of supports that we provide to the children. So we've had children who come in who have really bad teeth, and they're not eating because of it, and they're just struggling, and the family may not have dental insurance and may not know some of the things that they're dealing with. And so they're actually developmentally struggling. And so we've helped them to get connected to a dentist and get all their work done. And we'll either help them apply for Medicaid if they don't have insurance of their own, or we will work with the providers to make sure that there's various providers that will do either no-fee services or sliding scale services. And worst case scenario, we can actually provide some financial support to help them get that. And we've seen that happen. Developmentally, we've seen a drastic increase over the last several years in mental health concerns. And so we work with a lot of mental health providers, including Wasatch Behavioral Health and others, and we've gotten them in to get referred and get some support, either through therapy or developing certain skills to help them manage the things that they're dealing with. Behavioral, we have a curriculum we call Conscious Discipline, and that's all about developing within ourselves the ability to discipline ourselves and change our behavior and manage our emotions. And our kids really respond to it. It's for young children, so it works really well.
Well, Russell, no question that you and your program here, the preschool that you run, all the Mountainland programs that you run for families and individuals is making a huge difference in our community.
We're trying. Yeah.
We love what you're doing for people. So how can our community get involved?
There's a lot of different ways to get involved. currently, again, with COVID, is kind of frustrating things a little bit, but we see ourselves moving out of this and to the point where we can, again, have community volunteers come in and work with our children, whether that's reading them books, a lot of different things. We do accept donations, either monetary donations or educational toolkits that the families can take home. Our different community agencies out there, we're always looking to connect with them so that we can create partnerships. We have a partnership with the food bank to get food for the children to take home every week on the weekends. We call it the Backpacks program, right? And so that's a need that we saw, that we've connected. We can't be everything to these families, and so we want to work with the other agencies to filter the services to the families. So anytime anyone donates to the food bank or the Food and Care Coalition, that then gets to us and our families as well. So thank you for the work that you do with them. But those are all our community partners that any support they get, we receive in return. As well, there are direct things that can be done with our program. And you can find any of that on our website.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of good ways to participate. And that's super exciting to me, because I know there's so many of us who don't donate to the food bank, and a lot of us don't realize that food's going right here in Pleasant Grove. It's going to all over the state, obviously, to people who need it, but it's also going to kids right here in Pleasant Grove that are hungry and needing help, and so I encourage you to donate to them as well. So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing this information. So what about corporations or people that want to get involved? Are there family events that they can get involved in?
Yeah, so absolutely. We do a lot of family activities and male involvement activities to get, again, the child's education is greatly enhanced when the parent is involved in that. So we do all sorts of activities to help them get involved. Educational activities, some of them are cultural, some are athletics-based, but anything to connect that child and that family is really helpful. And a lot of those we do through our community agencies that either provide a service or an activity that these children can participate in with their parents to help them engage together and support each other when there's so many other things going on in their life. As well as through our website, again, there's opportunities for large volunteer groups to come and do different activities, whether that's maintenance and facility things to interacting with the child. We do participate with United Way, and they do a day of caring throughout Utah County where they do corporate partners come in and do a service project, and we participate in that every year, and there's lots of opportunities.
Okay. All right. And you mentioned the male involvement. Explain what that need is.
Yeah, so absolutely. We have quite a few single mothers in our program who, a lot more so than our single fathers. And there's a lot of research to indicate that male involvement is very, very important for child development. And in fact, there's even research that the difference between a female voice and a male voice actually affects brain development between the higher and low tones. So it's fascinating research. But we do a lot to try and involve the men in the lives of these children from, again, sports days. We were talking about fishing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having a day fishing with children would be fantastic. But to get them to connect and interact is another goal of ours.
Well, that's fantastic. So all of you men that are out there, and of course the women are super encouraged to participate
Absolutely.
as well. But if you have an idea, a way that you can volunteer your time to help these kids, it sounds like there's a lot of opportunity for that, whether it be fishing or we talked earlier before getting on camera about maybe a t-ball team or athletics or something. There's
some sort of sponsorship. Yeah. We're open and always trying to innovate and create new opportunities for our families. So
it sounds like an amazing way to volunteer and to serve our community by coming and participating in the activities that they're doing here and helping these kids and these families.
Yeah.
Well, Russell, I just want to thank you. I mean, what you're doing is super amazing. I hear they can donate on your website if they want to.
Yep, absolutely. Volunteer and donate. All of that's on the website.
Okay. Well, you are truly making a difference in our community. Thank you so much for everything you and your program do for Pleasant Grove and the surrounding areas.
Thank you so much. And we have so many good staff, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention them. I mean, we in the administration, we support, but our teachers here are fantastic. They're so dedicated, and our family advocates, health specialists, center managers here in Pleasant Grove do so much, and they care so much, and they really are making a difference. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Make sure you find a way to reach out and participate in what they're doing here. And again, thank you. I appreciate you taking a little bit of time to talk to us and to educate our community on your program.
Very happy to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Maylee, and I work at Mountainland Head Start. I've been here for 4 years, and I love this place. I love the kids, and it's very rewarding what we do here as teachers. We see the progress from the beginning of the year till the end of the year, and seeing kids throughout the years that come back, we definitely see progress, and it's very rewarding knowing that we make a lot of changes in people's families and lives.
Yes. Some of the changes is between the language barrier that we have. Many kids will get speaking Spanish or Portuguese, and then by the end of the year, they are actually pretty fluent in English.
They're not just that, but also there are kids that come from families that might not have a lot of resources in their homes. So we do provide that for them. And through our resources and the things that we learn, we get them ready to go to school. And they love it. They have a fun experience here, not just by socializing with other children, but learning as well fun things that they are into and things that engage them every day. So it's a very good place to be.
Mountainland Head Start.